us see the truth in what he said and the lies in what he said. So what is actually the exact statement he made? He said Nnamdi Kanu's release may not end Southeast insecurity. Now, he is saying this at the point when everything is just getting set, where we're in a situation where the government is trying to release Nnamdi Kanu, and they are saying that the insecurity situation in the Southeast, we have been able to realize that if Nnamdi Kanu is being released, that this thing will stop. But here is a governor from the Southeast region, Chukwuma Soludo, saying that this thing is not going to, bring the insecurity situation in the Southeast to end. I am surprised. Are you not surprised about this? Now, let me tell you what Soludo is planning to do. Yes, and that is why I titled this live broadcast that Soludo is planning indirectly to stop the release of Nnamdi Kanu. Yes, he's planning indirectly, because if he's not planning indirectly to stop the release of Nnamdi Kanu, he's not going to make that statement. Now, Soludo is planning to set up a security outfit called Udogache. He's trying to set up a security outfit called Udogache. Udogache means there will be peace, something like that, okay? Now, Soludo have exhausted his tenure. Soludo is handing over next year, either he like it or not, because I believe that the Indian number is not pleased with his governance. Now, at the end of your tenure, after you must have finished it, you are trying to set up a security outfit. So, the security outfit Soludo want to set up, what is it for actually? Security outfit, is it to rig election or what? Because I'm trying to ask, this is just the end of your tenure. Why is it that you have not been able to set up a good security outfit? They said you, Soludo have set up little security, whether it's vigilante, I don't know. But he said he want to set up another security outfit again called Udogache. And as he was planning that, he's now making a statement that releasing Nnamdi Kanu will not stop Southeast security. Now, what are his stance? To be honest, he said that a lot of people have hijacked Biafra agitation, that if you release Nnamdi Kanu today, that it will not change anything. I agree with him that a lot of people have hijacked the Biafra agitation because of the absence of Nnamdi Kanu, right? I agree on that basis. But saying that releasing Nnamdi Kanu will not change anything, when his absence is making people to do all sort of things, that is a great deception. A great deception, because I'm yet to understand what Soludo stands for. Why is he doing this? Because that with that number, I saw Southeast governor parading everywhere that they want to release Nnamdi Kanu. We are begging. So that statement means to me, I don't know about you, that singular statement means to me that this man never wanted Nnamdi Kanu to be released. Despite what Nnamdi Kanu said in court, you also hear what he said, that Southeast governors are profiting from these security challenges going on in Nigeria. So if Southeast governors are profiting from these security challenges, and here is Soludo trying to set up another security outfit, and he is saying that releasing Nnamdi Kanu will not change anything. Have you seen how everything is going? Listen to Nnamdi Kanu first, so that we understand what he said on this court premises. It's very important.
And they're doing it because I'm in DSS. That's why if I said no idiots can try this rubbish, and they know it very well. They know it very well. And I suspect that some people in government are complicit. They are making money with insecurity. They're making money with it. They know now the Kanu is outside. In 2 minutes, this nonsense will stop. Who is the idiot? Who is the bagger? That will speak when I'm talking. Who is the fool? Who is the idiot? I ask. That I give an order in the east, and any idiot will counter it. Who is the bastard? I'm asking you. Nobody can.
Sir, are you
I'm Nnamdi Kanu. Who is the idiot? Robin, no, don't. Can you no. What is it?
Can you tell us the ongoing killings in the east in the name of ipob? What is your stand on that?
Anybody involved in any form of violence or insecurity in the southeast in the name of ipob is wrong, and they know it.
All right. So you heard Nnamdi Kanu well, right? That it is because of his detention that is making all these insecurity challenges in the Southeast to persist. That if he comes out, that just in 2 minutes, you know, when he means in 2 minutes, he means as quick as possible. That is what that sentence means. That when he comes out, just in 2 minutes, that everything will stop. But I am surprised. So I really want people to make me understand. If you know Soludo very well, I want you to make me understand on the comment section there. What do you think is Soludo doing? What do you think that made this man to make such statement that Nnamdi Kanu's release may not end the Southeast insecurity? Now, I told you that the content of what he said is that a lot of people have hijacked Biafra Agitation, that if Nnamdi Kanu come out, it will not make a difference, you know, it will not just change anything at all. And this is in the midst where, you know, almost the whole country is facing security challenges. So what has Nnamdi Kanu, not releasing Nnamdi Kanu, to do with stopping insecurity? So if he is saying that if Nnamdi Kanu is released, that it will not stop insecurity challenges, the question now is this. So if Nnamdi Kanu is not released, will he stop insecurity? If Nnamdi Kanu is not released, will he now stop insecurity? Since Soludo is saying releasing Nnamdi Kanu will not stop insecurity. Reminding you that today, as of today, the National Bureau of Statistics says 614,937. This is getting to 1 million people that have been killed just in 1 year in Nigeria. 2.2 million people have been adopted just in 1 year. This is insane. Just in 1 year. In 1 year, 2.2 million something have been adopted. Now, today I made a video about another report from the National Bureau of Statistics that 2.2 trillion have been paid as ransom. 2.2 million have been paid as ransom. So these things are not just things that we should smile at, or we should smile at. Now, why the detention of Nnamdi Kanu is getting me angered every day, I will tell you now. Now, listen to everyone. This army officer.
You need to come on board. Boko Haram should lay their arms unconditionally and be accepted in the community. Opportunities are out there for them. They can be rehabilitated. An ex-Boko Haram stands having laid his arms and comes back, turns his way away from his negativity. He stands to be a president of this country. He stands to aspire to any position in this country. Why is he wasting his time when he cannot even deliver?
A very well-known leader in this country said that any attempt to attack and fight insurgency is an attack on the North. So, you know, when you have such huge political considerations, there are difficulties. I mean, Buhari said that in the newspaper. General Buhari said that.
Now, Soludo is in this country, right? He's a governor. He knows that even as deadly as Boko Haram is, as deadly as all these terrorists, both the herdsmen and so on and so forth, as deadly as they are begging them to come and join army, that they will become president, they will become this. Soludo is watching them, right? Soludo was there as, he has handed over as a CBN governor. He's not the CBN governor then again. When Buhari said that fighting against the North or fighting against Boko Haram is a fight against the North, Soludo was there. He understood what is going on. He knows what is going on. But here is a man that appeal court have discharged, acquitted. Federal government refused to leave him. They are dragging him up and down, going to court up and down. Soludo is now telling them that, come, if you release that, my brother, it will not stop the insecurity challenges. And the reason why they want to release Nnamdi Kanu is because of insecurity challenges in the Southeast. Because if not because of even the insecurity challenges in the Southeast, nobody will even talk about Nnamdi Kanu again. Nobody will talk about it. We are not supporting insecurity. We are against that. We want it to stop. That is why we are calling for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. So we are yet to understand the stance of Soludo, saying that they should not release Nnamdi Kanu, or saying that if Nnamdi Kanu is released, it will not stop insecurity. There are a lot of, bad things going on in Nigeria, and we should not have a governor who will stand against. I know that they are standing against the release of Nnamdi Kanu. There is no two ways about that. This is what we know. But coming out openly to say that, it means that there is something Soludo has been doing underground. It means he has been doing some things underground. So I don't know what Soludo meant by that, but we must force him to come out and tell us where he stands. Did he stand that Nnamdi Kanu should not be released? What did he do? What did Nnamdi Kanu do? What did he do that others have not done and they pardoned them? The Boko Haram who have been bombing churches, doing all sorts of things. They are releasing them. They have just favoring them, giving them favor. But your brother has been in detention. They started dragging him down the Kanu 10 years ago. 10 years ago. And here we are today. Soludo is telling us that if they release Nnamdi Kanu, it will not change anything. Soludo should just mind what he said, especially in public. Because a lot of people will be seeing it in two angles now. No, this man should not be released. What did he do? Did any court find him guilty? What did he do? So, this is challenging actually. It is challenging. So, before we go further, I really want to make you understand the rate of kidnapping in Nigeria and how many people have been kidnapped so far. And the worst thing is that this video you're about to watch, the worst thing about this thing is that all these people who are collecting these ransoms, the governor of Kaduna is there, giving them amnesty, telling them to come back, they will give them house. The people who have collected 2.2 trillion through kidnapping, no. The people who have done everything against the people. Stay with me. We have a lot to discuss tonight too. Just let's look at this Arise TV analysis, how Nigerians pay 2.2 trillion in 1 year. And the people they are paying this money to, they are abandoning them. They are putting them in military. They are putting them into all kinds of security outfit. They are entering soldier. They are entering police. And Soludo is telling you that if they release Nnamdi Kanu, it will not stop insecurity. I'm just looking at him and I'm laughing. Stay with me. Let's get to hear this video.
The National Bureau of Statistics has released a report indicating that Nigerians paid a total of 2.23 trillion naira as ransom in 12 months between May 2023 and April 2024. It states that the money was paid by households affected by kidnapping incidents, highlighting the threat posed by criminal activities in the country. According to the Bureau's latest Crime Experience and Security Perception Survey report, an estimated 51.89 million crimes were recorded across Nigerian households in the Southeast region reported the least crime with 6.18 million incidents. Of those affected by kidnapping, 65% were forced to pay ransom to secure the release of victims. The average ransom paid was 2.67 million naira, contributing to the total of 2.23 trillion naira paid by Nigerians to criminals during the 12 months. All right, Rufai, 2.23 trillion naira paid as a ransom, at least captured by this report. There might be someone captured.
At this point, is it safe to say we should start leading kidnapping as part of economic activity on our GDP? I think it has gone to that point. Because calculate a budget of 48.something trillion, divide 2 trillion by that. You see it's a sizable part. And that's what kidnapping has become because of the failure of our political leadership. And it rests on leadership. Chinua Achebe wrote a book in the 80s. He said the problem of Nigeria squarely is that of a leadership problem. And that's just what we are facing. Over 2.6 million paid averagely in a country for kidnapping, in a country where people cannot be paid most of the time the minimum wage. That's the sad reality by some of the states. They've made the announcement. What's the execution like? Even government, have they paid most of the parasites at the minimum wage? Those are the questions on ground. You now look at the rural areas that used to be the bastion of peace. You have more kidnapping cases there.
Yeah, that's so sad.
When you now break it down by the regions, you see that the Northwest takes a huge toll of all of this insecurity. Over 14 million cases. Then you have, the North Central. Then you now have the Southeast. So out of the 6 geopolitical zones, 3 regions to 4 regions, most of the regions are inundated with heavy security challenges. That's a failure of leadership. That's why the president has been mute about it. If it was a good report now, Mr. Baron Aduga would be the first to react. As regards this, he's not reacted. We have not heard anything from them. Ayo, now go one step further and extrapolate the figures. You see that over 51 million cases of crime reported in a population of over 200 million. So that means 1 in every 4 Nigerians probably faced one level of crime or the other. You now go to the figures, you now see that there's even more on the rural areas, about 26.2 million, as against the urban areas, 26.5 million. You now see murders, over 1.6 million in urban areas. You now look at it in the rural areas, over 500,000. Killings here and there. And when you look at all of this, it's a failure. So what are the solutions, Ayo? Number 1, more access to data. Digitalization. We need to be able to digitalize our security infrastructure. That's why I'm happy with all the only procedure just done with this, all the touch point of information in this hub, this immigration hub. But secondly, they also talked about reportage of cases. Can the police even now make an app where people can report? Even if they make it, what's the viability of it? We should look at that. Yeah. Because most of the people, to go report the case is very difficult. Thirdly, people must also take personal measures, vigilance. Can we make available mass, building of security cameras so that people can be able to install them in their homes? Just the other day, there was a case of an inside job. A security man which has been in the house for 15 years led some people in to come and steal in the house. If not for CCTV camera, we would not have gotten it.
True.
So you can also do that within your means. Also, we need to be able to invest in the police force, invest in their welfare, get more police on the ground. Less than 500,000 police officers for a population of over 200 million people has been said to be very paltry. That's why the move for state police is also imminent. Most importantly, we now need to go back to the data set of our NIN and BVAS. Why is it that kidnappers, after you register your phone numbers on NIN, they cannot still track them? So a lot must be done. That process must be made to be very transparent. Most importantly, we also need government will. Government will to be able to tackle all of this. All these security projects might have been highlighted, but are those monies actually spent? You also need to be able to face the case of street lights, because crime thrives in darkness. We need to light up more areas. You can see the viability of the 3rd Mainland Bridge since it's been properly lit up. But most parts of Lagos and other parts of the country are not properly lit up. So these and many other things we should be thinking of now. But it's a damning report.
All right, Dr. Batsi.
The National Bureau of Statistics, to the best of my knowledge, is a government agency that collates data. And now the same National Bureau of Statistics is more or less indicting government. The primary function of government, we're told in the Constitution, is to ensure the security and welfare of the people. If about a quarter of the Nigerian population, how many are we in this environment? They put the figure variously within the range of 200 billion. And if over 51.88 million have been victims of crime, then it means that government is failing in terms of its original function. That is the major import of the report by the National Bureau of Statistics. Now, the categories of crime that they have indicated include abduction, phone theft, rape. In other words, the report is saying Nigerians are not safe and the security agencies are not functioning and government is not living up to expectation, by way of summary. Now, the other details in that report even indicates that there's more crime in rural areas than in urban areas. It also says that, look, there's more crime in the Northwest, which has over 40 million reported cases this year alone, followed by the Northeast, over 7 million, followed by the North Central, over 7 million, and maybe 6 point whatever, in the Southeast. Well, they didn't look at all the geopolitical zones. However, it says perception survey. So we have to, again, look at the method that has been done, because it's about perception. Whether it's perception or it is raw data that they are working upon in a country where there is usually no record of anything in a categorical manner, but perception, the word that they have used, perception survey, anybody living in this country with basic common sense knows that safety is a problem. Security is a challenge. The third point that is made in that report is that, one, if people are stealing phones, people are asking for ransom, it means that it's something wrong with the way the society is organized. And there is a very serious case of poverty. And that is part of the problem. Another issue that report pointed out is lack of confidence in the security agencies. Even when people are abducted and they know that they should go to the security agencies, where the report says they don't go because they believe that police intervention will not yield any result. Here, therefore, we deal with a dilemma whereby there is complete lack of confidence, more or less, in the security apparatus in the country. If the people think police will not bring any meaningful action, then it means that the people are alienated from the same people, namely government, that is supposed to protect them. The report goes on further to say that on the average, response time is less than 30 minutes. Well, I queried that part of the report, but they are saying it's perception survey. We have had many cases in this country where response time exceeded 2 days, exceeded 3 days. Now, I hope that this report will function as a wake-up call for the security agencies and particularly for government to realize that a country where people are abducted and families have to pay not less than 2.7 million on the average to get their people rescued from those who have arrested them or abducted them.
All right, let me stop the analysis of Arise News there.